Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2023. Welcome to the Track Titan Community Race Series. We're back for another year, but not another season. That'll come a little bit later in the year. It's round 9 here at Spa in Belgium, and we are going to be racing the GT2 cars from the 2011 season. BMW versus Ferrari. The vast majority of the grid have gone for BMW this time round. We'll see how this all plays out, as I said, here at Spa, and joining me as ever is Spitslam. How are you today, mate?
Guys,
You're looking forward to this exciting race here in Belgium?
Spa is always a great race.
Certainly is. Always offers up some exciting action for us to delve into as ever. 7 kilometers of circuit, probably the longest circuit. I think it's definitely the longest circuit that we've raced at this entire season. One of the longest circuits that many different categories race at.
You
As it's
forgot two circuits.
2
This
circuits.
season it's the longest, but we raced at the Nordschleife
We have
and at Le Mans.
and at Le Mans, yes. We didn't race at Le Mans this season though, no? No, we didn't.
No.
Not the longest race, not the longest circuit in Track Titan Community Race history, but certainly the longest this season. And it should offer up some exciting racing for us to dig our teeth into. Let's look at the championship standings before we get into qualifying. Ryan Skywalker with that commanding lead up at the top of the championship. He's held that all the way through Christmas, and much like in the Premier League, if you're top by Christmas, you're usually top by the end of the season. And I think that's certainly going to be the case for Ryan Skywalker. 400 points, just about 400 points clear of his closest rival, Max Newt 7. Max himself breaking away from Henry Comsey, who isn't here this time round. So Henry potentially will be giving up that third place spot to one of the chasing Alexander Gray or Dennis Bosman or Roger Sale. All three of them separated by less than 20 points. Alexander Gray and Dennis Bosman on the same amount of points. Michelle Rodriguez isn't far behind, but he is also away tonight, which means that Guliczek could potentially inherit a position there on Michelle Rodriguez. And then Lil Skittle in 9th position, he moved up 1 place. And Hugh Jass up into the top 10 once again. He is also here tonight, so he'll be looking to take home some decent points and get himself further up the leaderboard. Let's jump into qualifying now. And the cars are on circuit. Let's take a look at Ryan Skywalker here. He's currently lapping at the fastest with soft tyres on. Drivers with a choice of setups this time round. Do you think that's going to play into some drivers' advantage, Spitzlam?
I definitely will. The drivers who have more free time and don't have to do that much work in real life, they will have a bigger advantage, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's probably true. If you've got no life, you can spend more time making setups, can't you?
No.
But yeah, like I said, Ryan Skywalker's currently lapping fastest. Do you know who was fastest in the Hot Lap Challenge?
Don't know.
Let's take a look back at the Hot Lap Challenge, which has been running all week. It was Ryan Skywalker with a 2 minutes 16.751. I think he was fastest overall. However, there was one challenger in the name of Freddie Van Drago who appeared out of nowhere and came to challenge Ryan, but hasn't showed up today. So he won't be causing any problems. In fact, Freddie did put in a faster lap time than Ryan. He won the Hot Lap Challenge for this week. So he'll be taking home some points in the Hot Lap Challenge standings, but not in the race standings. Dennis Bosman also put in a very decent lap time in the Hot Lap Challenge. Max 27 comparatively off the pace. He only put in a 2 minutes 19, I believe. However, he did only have 11 laps, so maybe not with much time to practice in this New Year period. A lot of people only just coming back from parents or holidays. You know how it is around this time. I know I was certainly away. And yeah, with the lap time slowly starting to filter in, who is your early bet for the race, Spitzler?
My early bet is Ryan Skywalker. He's looking very solid in qualifying right now.
Yeah, I think that's a very safe bet, isn't it?
Problems leaving the pits at the start. It seems like that is not an issue anymore. So if they can get their laps in, it will be good.
Yep, fingers crossed everyone can get a decent lap in and have a decent chance at getting on that pole position spot. We've got 4 minutes left of qualifying to go. And just want to point out, actually, we've been following Ryan Skywalker, and if you have been noticing, if you've been a keen-eyed viewer, you'll have noticed Ryan's livery today. Let's try and get a decent look at it. I think this button will do it. It will indeed. It's a Ken Block livery, Hoonigan, very, very shiny, and it's lovely to see, isn't it? Of course, Ken Block was tragically taken from us just last night, and we'll have a moment's silence for him before the race does start. But Ryan Skywalker has paid tribute to him with this lovely Ken Block livery, and I think inspired by one of Ken Block's, is it Fiestas or Focuses?
I think that's that's Ford Focus, if I'm right. I don't remember.
If anyone knows in the chat, do let us know. But yeah, Ryan paying tribute, and then a few different. That's the only custom livery on the grid today. Everyone else, well, not only custom livery, it's the only personal livery today. The rest of the drivers all sporting some shiny liveries provided to us by Ryan Skywalker. He makes all the skins for the series, and as you can see, Dennis Bosman. He is currently leading the qualifying. The leaderboard should start to show up shortly, but Dennis Bosman currently has a 2 minutes 18 0.548. As I say that, Ryan Skywalker pips him by 0.5 of a second. Ryan Skywalker now back on pole position. Both drivers on the soft tyre. Hugh Jass currently in 5th position on the medium tyre. He's put in a lap time of 2 minutes 24.76. And Hugh potentially is going to be going for a different strategy, and that could be really interesting to see how that one plans out. I've heard from Ryan Skywalker that the softs last about half the race if you're careful. The mediums will only last the full race if you nurse them to the line. So Hugh maybe weighing up the advantage of no pit stop. I think a pit stop here will take about 25 seconds. Potentially longer, I think, here in this layout.
Yeah, it's one of the longer pit lanes. I forgot. It's not ACC, so yeah, around 25 seconds. If it was ACC, it would take a very long time.
Of course, yeah, in ACC you have to go around the hairpin, then back down the second pit straight, don't you? And then you come out at the top of Eau Rouge, but...
Yeah, it's very long pit lane. It's weird.
Yeah, very, very long pit lane. Maybe Hugh countering that, although he would know because he came out the pits. In fact, Roger Sale as well. Hugh just now switching to super softs actually to see if he can set a faster lap time on that. Roger Sale has set his fastest lap time on the softs. However, he currently has donned the mediums. We'll see if he goes out for another lap time. However, surely he can't improve on a soft lap time on a medium tyre, so he looks to be starting the race on a soft. I believe that's how it works. If you start on... Oh, is it not?
I said, of course, it doesn't work that way. No.
You're
too much of this game. You're expecting too much.
I expect too much from a set of course, don't I? Oh well. So drivers able to set their fastest lap times on soft and super softs then. In fact, I say that, super softs don't seem to be the fastest tyre. Smells Like We, in 8th position right now, he's put on super softs for that lap time, and he's still 3 seconds down on Ryan Skywalker. Same with Baby Skywalker.
Fastest would be soft, since they don't have that high of a degradation of as super softs, but it's still gonna get faster temperatures. Still better than the mediums. So yeah, I think the most valuable tire is the soft.
Yeah, I think that's certainly going to be the case. Let's jump on Ryan. He's going to set out on his final lap now. We'll follow him on board as he goes around the circuit and take a look at some of the wonderful sights of Spa, what we can expect today. There's going to be plenty of chaos into that first hairpin that we just went through there. I'm sure there'll be a few drivers getting collected, but hopefully most of the drivers make it through cleanly as they all barrel up through Eau Rouge over Radion, as Ryan Skywalker is now onto the slight kink here to the Kemmel Straight. This is the longest straight on the circuit. Drivers are going to be topping out, banging through the gears at the top of 6th gear. They'll reach by the end of the straight here and then breaking deep. Ryan, actually, with an interesting setup, he's not banging off the limiter by the end of the Kemmel Straight, as a lot of drivers might prefer. Maybe that's just a gearing preference, a way that Ryan prefers his gears. Coming down through into the Brussels hairpin. Oh, Ryan comes into the pits. So let's follow Dua Texera now as he's coming through. What are these corners called? How can I forget a corner name?
You should know this. You should know this, Adam. Spa, one of the most famous tracks in racing.
I know,
a lot
terrible,
of people lost their lives in Radion, actually.
And Radion actually, there you go, through Les Combes, that's what they were called, through into Brussels Hairpin. Now, this is Speaker's Corner, which I think is what it's been recently named. Well, not recently named, it's always kind of been a weird one, that. I think I've always called it No Name, but Speaker's Corner seems to be the correct term.
No Name is turn 8.
After Brussels Hairpin, yeah?
Name. Yes.
Yeah, but some people also call it Speaker's Corner, so there's an interesting debate to be had there.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know
what I learned from an F1 community as well. It's called No Name.
No Name.
I just go No Name.
I'll go for No Name. I prefer No Name. It's kind of ironic, anyway. Through Stavolo Corner here with Diogo Teixeira on board. Diogo, what's his lap times looking like? I can't believe he's put in a valid lap time yet. He hasn't, actually. He hasn't put in a valid qualifying lap. This lap looking to be okay, though. Potentially going to string something together right at the end here. He's going to have to really race to the line, though, because qualifying will come to an end. The finishing flag has already fallen, so Diogo is chasing time right now, going through in towards the final chicane here, locking up the brakes a little bit, but getting towards the apex quite well there. Missing that second apex to get a better exit out of the corner, foot flat to the floor, racing through the gears here. Diogo Teixeira crosses the line and puts in the lap time of 2:21.441. That puts him ahead of Alex Heller and Baby Skywalker up into 9th position. And the Portuguese, Kurt Tar, that took a win last time out, is going to be looking to replicate that this time round, isn't he?
Yeah, he will definitely try to.
Well, that's it. Qualifying is over. On towards the race. There's about 2.5 minutes for us to wait here for the drivers to get ready. And as I said before, we did have a tragic loss in the motorsporting community just yesterday. Ken Block, famous rally driver, stunt driver, and car YouTuber, did pass away, unfortunately. So we'll have a moment's silence for Ken here on the grid. There we go. As I said, a great loss for the motorsport community. But what I'm sure Ken would have wanted is us to carry on racing, even if it is only in esports. Like I said, a little bit of time for the drivers to get ready on the grid now, about a minute left. They're going to be fighting down to the first corner, and this is a really tight first hairpin here at Spa. And, well, here comes the age-old question, Spitslam. Who's going to be in the lead as we come out of the first corner?
It can be Gulicek, it can be Ryan, it can be Dennis Bosman as well as we know it. But one thing that I look right now at the qualifying results, we haven't noticed this. Max did a 220 flat.
Oh, actually, yes. Max is down in 8th position. Max Newt 7, who we usually expect to be up near the top. Not gelling with this car, is he?
No, he's not, but it's more of, I'm impressed that it's the flat.
Like 220.000.
It's just a perfect lap, but not perfect in the sense of a perfect time for lap, but still.
A timekeeper's dream, I think, is what we call that. Anyway, let's get ready to go racing here at Spa. See who can come out on top by the first corner. 6 red lights go on for the drivers on the grid. 12 drivers set off down the famous start-finish straight here at Spa. And Ryan Skywalker has held that lead in towards the first corner. He moves over to cover Gulicek, but look at Max 7 charging up the inside of a few drivers here. Gulicek gets right up underneath Ryan Skywalker, and he switches to the inside to try and take him coming out of the first hairpin. And indeed he does. They're side by side coming down the hill towards Eau Rouge. Ryan Skywalker potentially with a little bit of overspeed as they're heading towards Eau Rouge. They're still side by side. Who blinks first? It's Gulicek who slots in behind Ryan Skywalker. The pair of them clearing away from the pack behind, now all filtering over through Radion actually in towards the Kemmel straight. Gulicek tailing Ryan Skywalker all the way down the straight. Roger Sale behind them. Dennis Bosman alongside. Gulicek and Ryan Skywalker side by side. Ryan Skywalker moves to the inside to defend as they come into Lay Combs and Ryan Skywalker locks up his brakes. There's a driver off in the background. Who's that? It looks like it might be Hugh Jass going backwards. Yes, indeed. Locking up in towards Lay Combs as they're coming through towards Brussels corner. The two at the head still locked at the horns. Gulacek moving, looking to make a move, but he doesn't this time round. Ryan Skywalker defends very well, coming round Brussels corner. A little bit of a lock-up from the South African driver here. Gulacek with a slap of oversteer, and now Dennis Bosman is also on the back of this battle. The two BMWs, the only two BMWs on track, duking it out in 5th and 6th position. Lil Skittle and Max Newt 7 doing very well there in their German-powered cars among a sea of Italians. What's happened there?
Axel and Diego Dixer, a crash. It was Diego. No, it's actually Hugh Jazz as well. It's Hugh Jazz who got a spin out of no name. I think putting on the gas really too fast, getting a spin and crashing in the Alex Heller, taking Diego as well. Big Skywalker playing on Antonio Giovanazzi in Wuhan. Really great to see that. Max! It's Max in the wall.
Oh, Max Newt 7.
To get Wuhan.
In the wall on the exit of Les Fans there as he comes through now. He must have had just a bit of oversteer. What he's done there is probably got on the inside curve a little bit too much. Super high inside curves there, they can really unsettle the car, and he's just gone round now in 8th position, and that two BMW battle has spread apart between 5th and 8th. Will Skittle, the other BMW, trying to hunt down Roger Sale for that 4th place position, and the top three still all within a second and a half. Gulacek a little bit further back from Ryan Skywalker, but now Dennis Bosman, who's that going very wide in the background there? That's Roger Sale going super wide. He must have had a serious moment at the chicane, and Lil Skittle moves through on him. The BMW moving through the Ferraris now. Lil Skittle having a fantastic end to the season here. He's flying up the order, but the top three still duking it out. Ryan Skywalker leading Gulacek by half a second, and Dennis Bosman only half a second behind himself. Ooh, these three are very tight. Do you see this lead changing at all, Spitzer?
Might happen. It's a very long race. It's the first time we have a 30-minute race. So anything can happen that we don't expect. Ryan, suddenly, he had a problem with his pedals the last time we raced. So I don't know, his brake pedal can go out.
That's true.
Or something like that, so...
That's true. We'll see if he's fixed that. And actually, you make a very good point, of course. And I don't think I've really mentioned this on the stream. We've got a 30-minute race here tonight for the first time ever. We've ditched the 15-minute race, two 15-minute race setting for one 30-minute race, and that should bring out some exciting strategy, you would hope, at least. Ryan Skywalker, as he said, with technical issues last time out, we'll see if that comes to haunt him. But we need to look at the tyres, actually, because there is one driver on the soft tyre. Lil Skittle. Little Skittle is on the soft tyre, which means he's going to have to stop well before everyone else. Alex Heller also on the soft tyre, so he'll have to stop well before everyone else as well. We'll see how long they can make that soft last. Whether they can make it to halfway and make it onto another soft, or whether they're going to have to stop. But likewise, with these drivers on the medium, if they don't nurse the tyres enough, they might scrub it off and have to stop themselves.
Like fun race with Diego being on hard. Yet the softs they're an interesting strategy.
Oh, yes, actually very interesting. Yeah, I didn't spot that. There's a few drivers on hard, isn't there?
Yeah, as well.
Yes,
it's
like
three drivers on hard.
Diogo Teixeira and Baby Skywalker all on hard tyres. They'll probably be hoping that them tyres last the entire race and they can scrub them potentially a bit more than everyone else. Just to answer a question in the chat, this track is set to optimal. The session has 100% of grip, so the drivers shouldn't be suffering from any lack of grip from the track side of things anyway. So any problems with the driver's own is what I'd say.
So actually, fun fact, now that I am looking on racingcircus.info, it's actually from 2007 that Wuhan isn't called Wuhan, but
I've seen this.
Gosh,
I don't buy into it.
It's weird. No, it's Wuhan. It will always be Wuhan.
Very true, very true. It'll always be Wuhan in our hearts. The Wuhan, of course, if you're not aware, the corner that the drivers are coming around to in about 10 seconds time, the long left-hander here at Spa, right in the middle of the circuit. And well, this is
now coming downhill in Wuhan, a really hard braking zone.
Ooh,
that's what I say, that Ryan locked up his brakes and opens the outside. Gulicek swipes it down the inside. That's a real great overtake. Coming to the speaker's corner, or no name, how is it called? That's a really great apex by Gulicek. Now coming into Puhan. You need to get a perfect apex, and when you get the perfect apex, you get a really great speed out the exit of the corner, coming in the left fang, and after that you can basically just run away. This is the twisty section after left fang coming into Stavela, no, the campus, and then the Stavela. So really close racing. Dennis as well closing the distance right now. Now coming into Stavelot, it's a little bit more right-hander. It's not that tight as campus. Now coming into this little king, I forgot the name. It's named after someone. Going close to Blashiman. Still really close. The split shim here in Blashiman is really important. You need to get as much as more space to get you to really just flip the car in there. Needs to stick to the surface. It's really hard. Getting to the bus stop, you can brake as well. It's really good. It's easy to spin on the outside corner of the bus stop. Just really great parts of the track. It's the really slow, curvy, and also fast corners. Gulicek still going to the first. Coming from Brussels, coming to the first corner. The hairpin. Really great braking zone. A great amount of crashes. And Gulicek is running away with his lead.
He is. He's put a gap of 0.8 of a second between himself and Ryan Skarek, and this is not what we'd expected. Potentially we'll hear the excuses roll out at the end of the race. Maybe his brake pedal is going jammy, although maybe, it's a long race, 22 minutes left. Has Ryan started to think about conserving tyres? Does he maybe think that Gulicek is not conserving his tyres quite enough and he's going to run out before the end of the race?
Maybe it as well, but how I said, it's a downhill corner. It's really hard to get braking very well in there. Coming to Lecom and Malady, these corners are good, but now you're going more downhill, and you can lock up very easily. You can still see the tire marks there.
Yeah, he certainly can. Yeah, from when the drivers locked up last time round, and good Dennis Bosman there with a little bit of oversteer. That every little inch of oversteer that these drivers are getting, every tiny slide is just going to scrub those tyres a little bit more, and it's really dangerous for these drivers to be losing time like that. We've got Little Skittle coming up the back of them, but of course, as we said before, Little Skittle, one of the two drivers on the soft tyres, so we can't expect him to last much longer than 5 minutes before he has to come into the pits. So we can't really expect him to be a part of this battle. He might come back into it towards the end of the race, but for now, he's just kind of circulating, keeping these guys honest, isn't he? Keeping the pressure on.
It definitely seems like it. The BMW does doing the best. Max, it feels like he kind of fell off. Maybe he's doing his tires as well. We don't know. We don't see into their head.
Yeah, of course. That's the big challenge we've got with this 30-minute long race. The drivers having to employ tactics potentially for the first time in Track Titan Community Race history. So it'll be interesting to see how the drivers cope with it. Roger Sale is going very slowly. He must have had a big off somewhere because his car is... it looks like a paper mache model. And he's limping round the back end of the circuit here, trying to get his way back to the pits to repair his car. But he's dropped down a couple of positions now as Diogo and Smells Like We move through on him.
That's a really great amount of suspension damage as well. It would be great to know what happens to him, but yeah, we don't know. Crashing into the wall. Yeah, that's the suspension.
Yeah, it's a big shame for Roger Sale actually, because he's been doing fantastically in the leaderboards, and this is the punishing part of these 30-minute long races. In previous times, the race would be over in 5 minutes. Roger Sale could have another go from the front of the grid, but this is a 30-minute race. It's 20 minutes long. He
didn't go into the pits. He would just stop here. He will return to the pits or retire. I think that's
return to the pits via the start menu.
No, and then
into the pits, potentially to repair, potentially to retire. We'll see. Hugh Jass now is going to come past Roger Sale and gain a position on him, and then Alex Haller and Baby Skywalker will not be too far behind. Alex looking to maintain these tyres. He is he's the other driver that's on the soft tyres. And you can see his car is starting to struggle from a bit of lack of grip. What's that, Gulicek?
Lippy at Speaker's Corner at the exit. Also one of the more tricky exits on Spa. it's a really easy track. It's easy track to learn, but hard to master. It was the definition of Spa, I would say.
Yeah, certainly. It's one of those historic circuits. It's carved out of the landscape. It's not built. It's built from the world around it. And corners like Speaker's Corner are off camber. They're awful to get wrong, and like you say, are very hard to master. But Gulacek but he is commanding this race up at the front of the pack. He's got 2 seconds between himself and Ryan Skywalker. And well, we can say all we want about tyre strategy, but Gulacek is putting the pedal to the metal and moving his way past Baby Skywalker now with a flash of the lights to say thank you, as Baby Skywalker also moves to the inside to try and get out of the way of the rest of the front runners. Gulacek doesn't look to be conserving tyres right now. He's not going steady, is he? But potentially he's trying to put a bit of a gap between himself and Ryan Skywalker to give himself a chance to stop.
That's no skill.
Ooh, little skill into the pits.
Into the pits. That's the first pit stop.
That is the first pit stop of the race, and that was
much damage, so
that was entirely expected. Little Skittle on the soft tyres. He's going to be switching, I guess, to another set of softs. I mean, he has to, surely. He can't go into mediums now.
Yeah, it's really hard. By the way, Max Newt and Victor Lundgren are battling out. The Swede and the Finnish driver are
just
duking it out to see who is better.
Yeah, just saw that on the top of the screen now, following down through Eau Rouge up towards Radion. Max Newt 7 managed to get himself past Victor Lundgren, and for all we were saying about Max Newt 7 dropping off, well, he's certainly not giving up. But Victor Lundgren comes back at Max Newt 7 now. Down the Camel Straight they come. Victor Lundgren tailing Max Newt 7, staying in his slipstream, trying to gain all the time he possibly can on the Finnish driver, but Max Newt 7 is not relenting at all. Going through Les Combes now. There's a little bit of a lock up there from Max Newt 7, but it didn't lose him much time, especially compared to Victor Lundgren, who seemed to compromise his line as he's coming down towards a Brussels hairpin. Now Max Newt 7 put in a gap of 9/10 of a second between himself and Victor, and if Max can keep up this pace, then he's going to be away and clear ahead of Victor. Both drivers on the medium tyres, so both drivers on the same strategy, but we'll see how that turns out come the end of the race. Max Newt 7 going very, very wide in the exit Speaker's Corner there. Potentially going to get some track limits penalties coming into play soon. They've got 2 warnings before they get a drive-through, so there's potential, isn't there?
Oh, it's Max Newt.
Oh, Max Newt 7 off a Puon. Once again, he's off this corner of the track. And he was in the wall. He's recovering now. He's going to recover behind Smells Like We, potentially behind Diogo Teixeira. Indeed, he is. He's waiting and slowing down to allow it to go through. That's very nice to Diogo Teixeira. But actually, yeah, he's battered and damaged. His car just clipped into my view there, and that car is damaged beyond repair. We'll see if he can limp his way back towards the pits. We'll see if he comes into the pits indeed, or if he just carries on with damage.
Maybe we can get one of the NASCAR mechanics and just, I don't know,
bash it into place.
They put it down or just bash it into place, yeah. That's what the NASCAR people do.
All the best race cars run on duct tape. The gap at the head of the pack, now 3.5 seconds. Gulacek really putting the pedal down and putting gaps between himself and Ryan Skywalker. Ryan Skywalker almost certainly conserving tyres, so it's interesting to see how these strategies are playing out. We'll see if it pays off for Gulacek, because he is surely going to have to stop with only 15 minutes to go. What's his tyres looking like, Spitzlam?
I don't know, but I definitely want to say that Yuki Tsunoda wants to talk with you.
Why?
For the duct tape. Don't you remember back to 2022? You said that duct tape wins races. Yeah, he didn't win, so.
That's true. That's true. Well, all the best race cars are built on duct tape. I'll stick by that.
Fine, show me.
You'll see. You see. You go to any race car, they're built on duct tape. Little Skittle, the second BMW in the line, on a fresh set of mediums, actually. Little Skittle did come out on the medium tyre. Very interesting strategy from Little Skittle. He's potentially going to be able to push a little bit more than some of the rest of the drivers on the medium tyres, so this could pay dividends for the Dutch driver here, currently running in 8th position. We'll see if he can make his way past Max Newt 7, Diogo Teixeira, Smells Like We, those drivers that he's chasing down up ahead of them, but it's going to be a serious job. There's many, many seconds between them, and only 15 minutes to make it up. The race now past the halfway point. Roger Sale is currently, where is he? Circulating with a fresh new car. Look at that. It's absolutely splendid for Roger Sale here.
He
Circulating
actually
in
got the
12th
NASCAR
position. He
mechanics.
did. He got the NASCAR mechanics. Oh, I think he switched
Got
cars.
them.
That's not the same car. He switched cars.
That's the power of duct tape. The power of flex tape. They just flex taped the.
That's definitely flex tape. Well, he's circulating now in 12th position. He's trying to chase down Baby Skywalker. He's kind of in a race of his own. We'll see if he can regain any more points from this race, or if it's a bit of a lost cause. But right, 13 minutes left to make up a minute and a bit. It's on the cards, potentially. We'll see if we can get a single more point out
Sponsored
of
by a
this.
freaking duct tape company. We would make so much money. Goddamn.
We certainly would. That's about the closest battle on track, though, up at the front of the pack between Gulick, Ryan Skywalker and Dennis Bosman. Not too much going on track right now. Max 7 closing slowly on Diogo Teixeira, but with that damaged car, I don't think that gap is going to come down much more than it already is. Max potentially resigned to a mid-pack finish today.
Seems like it. I think we just accepted that we finally have. Oh, it's Ryan at the brakes again. Locking up. Coming to Lecom. Now in Malmedy. It's fine.
Struggling
I
here.
think that's the bronze. The bronze will get shot at the end of the race. I want to know if we. I think. How? Wait. Actually, we didn't speak about this. So maybe we can shed a little light on the stream. So how we will do this? We always interview 2 winners. Will we like interview a winner and the guy that came second, or?
I suppose so. We could do podium interviews for these one race wonders here. Get all the top 3 in. Roger Sale in the background going for a spin.
Oh yeah.
Roger Sale. He managed to avoid the wall there, fortunately, but he.
Max. Just again, Max.
Corner.
I just saw the yellow car. The splashbacks.
Alex Heller is into the pits. He was one of the other drivers on soft tyres. He's going to come out with a fresh set of rubber, and he managed to make his last a lot longer than Little Skill did, and he managed to make it last about 5 minutes longer. So Alex nursing his tyres much better, becoming going for the Perez-esque. Again coming out into the mediums. Very interesting tactic from Alex Heller. You'd think with the amount he made the softs last, he'd come out on the softs again, but maybe not enjoying the feel of the soft tyres. The mediums more of his alley. Yeah, you would think so.
He has 48 seconds to catch as well in 11 minutes. So, yeah, it's third stand endurance race. This is, I don't know if we wanted this. Let's be real.
This is our experiment in a different type of a different format. We'll see what the drivers think of it after this race, and we'll see what it looks like with a few more drivers on the grid. But for now, it's very calm, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Gulicek is happy with it. I see Dennis is closing some distance sometimes. I think it's more on the straights. I think Dennis has less drag, like maybe less downforce on the straights, because it seems like he's having more in the straights and less in the corners.
Yeah, very true.
And I said it, and he's catching up more in the corners.
Bit of a medium speed corner there through Les Combs there. So the drivers with the open setup this time for the first time ever. So Ryan Skywalker set up his car how he kind of likes to drive, I suppose. Depends on what the drivers are going for. But like I said, going down the Kemmel Straight, Ryan Skywalker doesn't top out. His gearing isn't set up. I'd say isn't set up correctly even, but it's set up how he likes it, I suppose, but that might lose him a little bit of time, especially going down the Kemmel, to Dennis Bosman, who's quickly approaching behind. Through Pouon there, he gained about 0.2 of a second, and now the gap is about a second between the pair of them. Max 7 on Diogo Teixeira as well.
Yeah, it seems the high-speed corners or the mid-speed corners are really great for Dennis Bosman. He has a setup for those. Seems like it.
Yeah, he does. We'll see what our...
A little bit slower. Losing time, but now coming in from Stavel, a really fast corner. Come now to the King. He is actually starting to lose and give time. It's it's weird how it's working. But now he's gaining time as well, coming into the high-speed corners of Lashimont, and now the harsh braking zones that will beat the bus stop chicane.
Yeah, the drivers seem to be very level pegging coming through the corners, but then as they get up to the higher ranges of the gears, Dennis Bosman just seems to have a little bit of extra oomph at the top, and he's bringing this gap down between himself and Ryan Skywalker. You know, we thought Ryan might be conserving tyres to the end of the race, but he needs to get going sometime soon. There's only 8 minutes left in this race. The race now well over 2/3 of the way through, excuse me. Ryan is going to be looking in his mirrors and seeing that it's full of Dutch, and he needs to get a move on, doesn't he?
Yeah, seems like our Flying Dutchman is actually flying around Spa in a Ferrari, not in a Red Bull, just to make it sure. Yeah, but he's losing time through Owu's, Radion,
Yeah.
and Camel King, and on the Camel straight as well. But now coming into the high and mid-speed corners, he is gaining a lot of time. Coming into the corner that's basically sick.
Yeah,
being in Almaty, going into Brussels.
You're very right there. Oh, Ryan Skywalker with a lock up there into Brussels
Yeah.
corner. That's going to give Dennis Bosman a little bit of time. I think it's now coming down to skill and how much grip they've got left, hasn't it? Because I don't think Ryan holding onto these tyres has got as much grip as potentially thought he might.
I think Ryan's front are just shot. They are almost dead.
He's been locking up them front brakes quite a lot, and that's definitely not going to do his rubber any good. That being said, he has opened the gap up between himself and Dennis Bosman. He looked in his mirror and put the foot down, and now the gap 1.7 seconds between them. So opened up about 7/10 of a second to Dennis Bosman behind, and keeping it measured. Yeah, let's look back to Lil Skill because he's very close to Max Newt, isn't he?
Really close. The Max, again, in Brussels, coming to Speaker's Corner. These cars are a lot different with aerodynamics and basically everything than the Ferrari. Weird to put these two types of cars together, but if I'm right, they're the only GT2s in the game.
Yep. Yeah, correct.
That's damn good side by side.
Yeah, side by side now. Max Newt taking that defensive line. Lil Skittle trying to take it around the outside here into Les fans, but not paying off for Lil Skittle quite yet. He's going to have to ready up and go for a battle in another corner, although here he comes through the corner now, round the right hand corner here, chasing down Max Newton and getting all up underneath his spoiler. He moves to the inside of Stavolo corner. He's all over the curb. He's pushing Max Newton very wide. Max Newton fully off the track here as he tries to defend from Lil Skill, but Lil Skill through with relative ease on Max Newton. Max, of course, is nursing a damaged BMW. As you can see, that car is battered and bruised, and that's not going to do him any favours for defending from Lil Skill. But now, Lil Skill up into 6th position. He starts the hunt for 5th position, but with 6 minutes left and 7 seconds to close, it might be off the cards. Oh, Max Newton locks the brakes into the chicane. Almost collects Lil Skittle there, manages to avoid causing a major incident, and now he has to look in his mirror and he sees Diogo Teixeira. Diogo Teixeira, of course, winner last time out. Diogo is going to be looking to pick up points wherever possible, isn't he?
Lil Skill apologizing. Oh yeah, I think he's apologizing for bringing out of Stavolo, just pushing Max out of the track, basically.
He did push him very, very wide. Interestingly, Alex Heller has retired.
Yeah, don't know why. Maybe we can ask him on the Discord after the race.
We'll find out on the Discord after the race. If you haven't joined the Discord, if you're watching this, make sure you do. Find the Track Titan Discord for the Track Titan Community Race Instagram. There's a link there where you can join and join us racing. And join us on the Discord and find out all the insider info. For now, though, keep your eyes glued to the screen because there's a battle here between Diogo Teixeira and Max Newt 7, and we're going to have a look ahead and quickly show this other battle between Dennis Bosman and Ryan Skywalker. The gap still remaining underneath 2 seconds. Ryan Skywalker certainly hasn't run away from Dennis Bosman quite yet, and the gap between Ryan Skywalker and Gulikjek is coming down. 4.8 seconds, that's down from about 6 seconds a few laps ago, isn't it?
It really is. Ryan seems to be getting faster. I think he's just now looking at the time and he's just recognizing like, oh, wait, we have 4 minutes left.
4 minutes left for Ryan Skywalker to make up 5.2 seconds. You can see Gulakshek coming through your shot there around the hairpin. There's a big gap between himself and Ryan Skywalker, and Ryan locking up the brakes once again. He's really struggling under brakes in this Ferrari in these slow corners here. And you have to bear in mind as well for Ryan Skywalker now, Dennis has not given him a moment's peace. Dennis now 1.3 seconds behind him. As much as Ryan Skywalker needs to close this gap ahead of him, which he isn't doing successfully right now, the gap's still at 5 seconds. Dennis Bosman is close behind. Victor Lundgren's in the pits.
We have the softs, and it smells like we spun out the bus stop. That's what I've been talking about. That's the danger of the bus stop. And Victor was kicked from the race.
No, he's back in. He's back in.
Wait, what?
Oh, no, he's out.
He's
very
kicked.
Interesting. Settle Corsa
And-
strikes again. There is a battle here between Diogo Teixeira, Smells Like We, and Max Newt 7. Not sure what's gone on with Victor Lundgren there. We'll find out. I'm sure he kind of came through the pits and then left the server. Anyway, Baby Skywalker getting involved in this battle for 6th position. He's just having a nice little battle all by himself. He's coming back at Diogo Teixeira now, looking to unlap himself as he comes on towards the Kemmel Straight. Going side by side with Diogo Teixeira and almost getting back past him down the Kemmel Straight. They come. He's going to want to not get involved in the battle of drivers that are lapping him down, and indeed he does the honourable thing and backs off a little bit and lets these two faster drivers through. So well done to Baby Skywalker for having a bit of fun but not getting too involved. Look, Smells Like We now battling with Diogo Teixeira, and as I say that, Baby Skywalker making Smells Like We know. He's letting him know, he's like, I could get past you if I wanted to, but I'm not going to for now. Putting the kosh on Smells Like We there in 7th position. The battle at the front is rubber banding back and forth. It's yo-yoing. Dennis Bosman brings the gap down below a second. Ryan Skywalker brings the gap back up above a second. They just are matching each other blow for blow right now. And whilst I look at Baby Skywalker here, let's take a look further back up the pack, back at Dennis Bosman. The gap between Ryan Skywalker and Gulakshek hasn't come down, has it?
No, it's gone back up again. It seems like if Gulakshek doesn't make a mistake, then he might get his first win.
Yes, indeed, and I think it would be his first win, wouldn't it? We have not seen Gulakshek on the top step of the podium yet, so it'd be great to see a new driver winning a race, and great to hear from him in a post-race interview as well. But yeah, it doesn't look like Ryan's going to be able to take the lead now, is he? He's far too far away. 1 minute 20 remaining. There's 2 laps left.
Yeah, that's 2 laps left. He has 5 seconds. That's what I'm saying. If Gulakshek doesn't crack under pressure right now, he won.
We're considering whether this was a gamble by Ryan Skywalker to conserve tyres early on and attack later, but if it is a gamble, it's not paid off, although I'm starting to think now it wasn't a gamble at all, and he's just... Gulakshek has just put on a masterclass today.
I think the biggest joke of this is this pretty race format were Ryan's idea as well. He was the one that pushed it.
He was indeed.
Most.
He was indeed, and it's not paid off for him today. The driver that's usually at the top step of the podium.
But Victor is back.
Currently starting second. Yeah, Victor Lundgren's back in the race. I think Victor might have been kicked because he went straight to the pits without stopping. I'm not sure why he would have got kicked for that. Or maybe he got a drive-through penalty and didn't serve it in time. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
we'll find out from him later on. But that's a real shame for Victor because he was running in 4th position. But as a result of that, that has meant that the 2 BMWs have been promoted to 4th and 5th. So now Little Skittle in 4th position, but 43 seconds behind Dennis Bosman. He's not going to be moving anywhere forward for now. The time has ticked down to 0. Gulakshek is in the curb pole flare. He's coming through towards Blanchimont now. And he's going to be starting the final lap of the race. 1 lap to go. Well, 1 lap and a few corners.
2 corners and a lap to go. Going through the bus stop chicane, that almost gave me a heart attack. Goddamn, drifting into the first corner of the bus stop. Come over the line.
Right into the pits! Ryan's going to the pits! What? I don't know why, but Ryan Skywalker has come into the pit lane. I'm not sure what he's doing there. Is he changing his tyres?
I think the tyres are shot. Or just dead.
It must be.
It happened, maybe.
It has to be. He's coming straight through. Indeed, he is pulling into the pit lane here, so he's going to be changing his tyres.
He's doing a Checo-esque race.
He is. He is.
A win with managing these mediums all the way to the end. Dennis as well, big credits to him. Nursing these tires to the end as well. A little skill changed. Max, what was in the pits? I don't know. Max wasn't in the pits, if I'm right.
Yeah, I don't believe Max Newt 7's going to the pits at all. He'd had an incident, that's why he's a bit further down the order. But very surprising from Ryan Skywalker there. I thought that he was saving tyres, but he's clearly struggling with this car. I don't think he's gelled with it this evening. He was making some late setup changes, and I don't think they paid off now. He's in third position behind Dennis Bosman and Gulagchek. It says a lot about Ryan Skywalker that when he's in third position on the podium, we're considering it a bad result for him. That's how dominant he's been this season. So we've still got to give full credit to him. He's in third, and that's still a podium finish.
Diego, second time into the pits. I smells like we with the hard in the pits.
What are these drivers doing? I do not understand. It smells like we isn't going to lose another position because maybe Skywalker's so far behind, and Diogo Texeira likewise isn't going to lose it. Maybe these two just deciding to have a last lap battle on the hard tyres. I don't know. Anyway, they both return from the pit lane onto the circuit, and they are going to circulate for their final lap of the race. But this man here, Gulagchek, coming through Blanchimont, he's barely had screen time. He got ahead of Ryan Skywalker with a fantastic move through the Brussels hairpin. He's commanded this race from the front of the pack. 5.5 seconds between himself and Dennis Bosman. Ryan Skywalker couldn't manage his tyres, had to pit, but this man, Gulagchek, pulled off, like Spitzam said, a Checo-esque finish, managed his tyres, took the race win in commanding fashion, and it's another first-time race winner here in Season 4 of the Track Titan Community Race Series. Gulagchek takes home his first race win, and he does it in style. What a win.
First time with this format, and we have a new winner. Don't know what the drivers will think of it. Will be interesting to know their reviews of this race. That's for sure.
It certainly will be very interesting, but I have to say one thing. This race has been much cleaner and much fairer than any race I think we've ever had. I've not seen a single incident where I've thought has needed an investigation today.
Well, I think the only one that has is Slow Skill and Max Newt.
Truth.
That's the only one.
Yeah, and earlier in the race, probably first lap chaos at most, but there we go. Smells like we into the pits to finish his race. So that is the race over there. Gulagchek taking home his first race win. Dennis Bosman, second position. Awesome points for Dennis. He's moving up the leaderboard past Henry Comsey after that one. Ryan Skywalker in third position. I say a bad day at the races, but it's still a podium. This is what I've got to say about Ryan. We're saying he's having a rough day, but he's still finished on the podium, which is just the kind of dominant driver that he is. And then we start with the BMW. Little Skittle, fourth position. He stopped. He started on the softs. He stopped, came back out on the mediums, and it's paid off for him. He's actually finished in fourth, which is higher than I expected him to be. Potentially a bit lucky, having been gifted fourth from Livik de Lundgren, who unfortunately had some issues and did drop down the order. Then Max Newt 7 in fifth position. He went into the wall, had a serious incident, but kept circulating and kept it on the track and took home a decent amount of points as a result. Hugh Jass, 6th position. Diogo Texeira, 7th position. 8th position goes the way of Blank. And an 8th in truth. And then 9th was Roger. I've lost track now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk to our winners. Right, let's drag in Gulagchek. Let's see if he's about. I don't see him in the chat. We'll drop a message for him, see if we can get him to talk. If not, we'll just have a chat to. We'll have a chat to Ryan and Dennis if not, but we do need to give Gulagchek his race winner tag on the Discord. Great to see another brand new race winner here in this new race format. And we'll make sure to ask the drivers what they thought of this new race format because, as ever,
he's there.
He is. Do you want to go and see if he's keen?
Yep.
So split slam will go and see if Gulishek is keen. If is he keen?
Yep.
Oh, well, there he is. Gulishek, race winner. Bet that feels good.
Yeah, I'm really excited because I was trying so hard, like all the races. I was doing so much training, and yeah, I don't know what to tell.
Well, you did fantastically. You controlled that race from the front. See, we thought you were pushing and then you were going to stop because you were so far ahead of Ryan and Dennis. But Ryan actually had to stop, and you managed the tyres fantastically.
Yeah, like tires were really bad for me. Like I don't know, I was struggling like from 15th minute. I was really struggling, and I I also thought I will have to pit, but I tried to hold on it, and it became and I finished it.
Well, I mean, you did fantastically. You managed it to the end. Yeah, like I said, Ryan came into the pits in the final lap, only took home third position. You didn't really have much pressure other than that, though. You had a decent start and took Ryan, and then you were in a race of your own. Did you have any challenges that we might not have spotted out at the front?
Yeah, I had like cramp in my ram, really strong cramp. I from like 20 minutes I was shaking like hell, and I really I'm really happy that I finished it.
What a soldier! I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. Did you enjoy the new 30-minute race format? How did it compare to the 2 15-minuters?
I think this is a lot of harder because you have to concentrate for 30 minutes, not only 15. So yeah, it was tough.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was really tougher.
It seemed like a big mental and physical challenge for the drivers, but at the end of the day, you took home your first race win, so you can enjoy your shiny new Discord tag and your step on top of the podium. Well done.
Yeah, thank you really much.
Any questions for Gulagchik before he goes to Spit Slam?
Nothing. Again, out of my words as well. Really great racing. It's best you could have done. And hope to see you again here soon.
Yeah, thank you. And sorry for my bad English. I not
Your
really
English
good.
is perfect. Don't worry about it.
No.
Fantastic.
Great. It's great. If you want to DM me and I can teach you a little bit.
Well
No,
done,
that's okay.
Gulagchik. We'll hopefully see you again soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Gulagchik, race winner for the first time ever. What? It's awesome to see a new race winner. Always puts a smile on my face. That's 2 new race winners. I say two events in a row. It's almost 2 weeks in a row, but we had 2 weeks off. But 2 events in a row, we've had 2 new race winners. Do you want to chat to anyone else? Do you want to chat to Ryan? See what went on?
Well, Dennis is now there, so who else?
Well, let's
I guess.
steal Ryan. Let's steal Ryan. Ryan, we've stolen you. You didn't win the race, but we've got quick fire questions for you as you were on the podium, and we've only got one race, so we normally talk to 2 people. You came in at the end of the race. Did your tires fall off?
No, this is my own stupid mistake. But when I calculated my fuel, I didn't take into account those last +2 laps that the leader
No.
does. And I had just too little fuel to get over the line, so I had to put just a splash in that. Literally, I was so pissed off. And then the thing I feel the most bad about is that I gave my setup to like 5 other guys, and it happened to them as well. They all ran out of fuel on the last lap. I thought at least, okay, maybe I
Oh,
should just
that's why it
stop.
smells like we and Diego.
That's why
And
they're in the
and
pits.
you. I secretly killed half of the field with my setup.
You were sabotaging everyone. Absolute insider job. Well, I mean,
But I'll tell you one thing.
What's that?
That medium tire, right? It's a real hard tire to handle. I struggled every lap. Like my car never felt off the edge. It was on the edge the whole time. That's why I made so many mistakes, and I couldn't even catch up to Gulicek because like it was just like a I don't know. It felt like an old man driving, not like a sports car.
No, we thought you were struggling with that one, and Gulicek
Uh,
himself said he was struggling with that tire as well. So you
yeah,
weren't
I was
alone.
surprised. I was surprised when I went wide, and then I saw, oh, there he is. I didn't know even he was inside of me, and then I thought, okay, well, I'll just follow him for like Adam always says, follow him till the last lap. That doesn't work.
Not this time round. We don't have enough fuel. Well done. Last thing as well. Did you enjoy this new race format, the 30-minute long one? Gulicek said it was a big challenge.
It was a major challenge, and I still got it wrong, to be honest, because I messed up my pit strategy. So it does give a new flair to the thing. But I also thought like 3/4 through, I thought, damn it, I'm actually getting a little bit bored because this car doesn't want to go faster. So it became a little, I don't know, if we can have more closer racing in this longer time, I think it'll be good. But like today, it felt like a bit boring because we all were on the same strategy anyway.
Yeah.
The top 5 or 6, and yeah, so I think maybe you should alternate it every second week, 30 minutes, and then the other week 2:15s, just to keep the flair going. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the best way to go about it. It's nice to keep the challenge there, and it's good to challenge you guys both mentally and physically with these long races. But they were
Definitely.
the 15-minute ones always offer up a bit more excitement. But
Yeah, it does.
like we said, it's a good experiment. It was great to see, and it's obviously nice to see a new race win. No disrespect to you, Ryan. We'd like to see you on the top
No,
podium as well.
hey,
But
what
it's
did I
always
what
fun
did I
to see
say?
someone new.
No, Mystic Mac was secretly. What did I tell you before the race? What is your
This is true. I
your?
didn't mention this, but Mystic Mac has returned. Ryan said to me before the race. He said this to me at 2:18 p.m. Tonight's hot bet is Gulicek.
Oh, where do I get this info?
Inside, you underfueled your car just to be right. That's what it was.
No, I would never do that. Not me. I'm a racer at heart. Okay.
You are. That's true. That's true. Well, very well done, mate. We were
Good, man.
saying that you had a rough day at the races, but you still got a podium, which just shows how dominant you are, and you'll still be well in the lead of the championship by the end of this.
Yeah, I was. You know how hard it is actually to work out a pit strategy change while you are in VR, because you have to look up left and then back to your steering. It's like crazy. You have to change a whole bunch of things. When I said to, because I have to tell the pit, I only want like 2 laps of fuel, splash and dash. Don't fix damage. Don't change tires. Nothing like that. So you have to adjust all those things in VR on your steering wheel before you get to the pits. That
You
was
need to get
challenging
yourself
for me.
a stream deck.
But I've got a VR. How do
You
I do
could.
that?
Wow, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. Well, I'll
It
leave that
doesn't
to you to
show on
figure out.
Anyway, cool
Anyway,
guys.
Ryan, great job, mate. Great
Have a
racing,
nice
and hopefully we'll speak to you next week.
and happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Cool, man.
Ryan Skywalker, third place in tonight's race. No Dennis to talk to, so I think that'll conclude the interviews for tonight. That was a nice little breath of fresh air, wasn't it? Half an hour race.
It was a
Yeah.
very nice breath of fresh air. It's maybe we can actually start a lot of endurance races, maybe get longer. Maybe in the future have charity race. What do I know?
Right. These are all good ideas. I'm sure we can start to work these in. Yeah, but it was a nice experiment, and it was nice to see all the drivers have some good fun here at Spa. Make sure to join us next week. We are going to be at Mont Tremblant in Canada. I love Mont Tremblant. I absolutely love it. I think it's owned by Lance Stroll, which is very interesting. In the Mazda MX-5
Never
Cups.
heard of it.
Oh, it's fantastic. If you ever played Grid Autosport, you'll know it very well. One of the best circuits on there. Join us for it. It's a very similar circuit to this one. A little bit shorter, but winding through the hills should be a lot of fun. But from now, from Spa, from myself, Adam Chapman, and from Spitslam in the commentary box, it's good night.